attempt. So apologies if we're a bit late. We did have a stoppage during that race, but now we are here ready to bring you Lachlan Robinson on pole position with Maxi Schreier alongside the Porsches. Once again looking very strong, but Marit Buchmann in the Mercedes on row 2 and a Toyota with Lucas Cartel alongside him. Jan-Philipp Springhoff, winner last time out, has Gabriele Piana, the most successful man in GT4 Germany history. Then Igor Litvinenko and Philipp Viskirchen on row 4 of the grid. On row 5 is Leon Bauschmuller and Eric Bertelsen. Another unusual car, the Ginetta, who's lining up 10th on the grid. On 11th is Alex Connor and Nicolas Guillaume for Avia WS Motorsport. Another very fast Porsches here. Luca Link lines up on row 7 with Victor Nielsen alongside him. And then on row 8 of the grid is Jack James, along with Hamish Forrest as his co-driver, and all British lineup there with Jesper Jensen alongside Tim Horrell, the first ever paraplegic driver to race in GT4 Germany, has Daniel Drexel for company. You saw the co-driver of Daniel Drexel. We'll talk more about that later. It is a really tricky corner to master. Everybody shuffling for positions in the opening part of the race as Gabriele Piana attacking Jan-Philipp Springhoff, so that'll be significant. The two drivers that are very much in the championship hunt. Gabriele Piana, the only driver to have started every single ADAC GT4 Germany race that there has ever been. Don't tell that to the car in front of you. You saw Igor, is that Igor Litvinenko getting up close and personal with the wall? You saw him with Philipp Viskirchen putting a lot of pressure on Litvinenko. That is Jesper Jensen in the other of the Nuremberg Motorsport Porsches as well, losing a position to Alex Connor.
And 2 years ago, actually, the race often came to you in the BMW. It was really good on tyre degradation.
Interesting.
So, towards the end of the race, the BMWs would pick up speed.
Sorry, that was Litvinenko. I think it was a slight tap from Philipp Viskirchen. The car on the back end just stepping out there.
Quite a bit of hit on the wall, actually, from Litvinenko. So there's a chance that he's got some sort of damage there. Ooh,
that was that moment into turn 1 from Philipp Viskirchen, getting up close and personal, enough for the stewards to get involved. And with Litvinenko, could it be he smacked the wall earlier? Do you think he's maybe put something out there? Because suddenly Philipp Viskirchen looking very rapid. I mean, he was attacking the Porsche before, but now he makes that move into Dutzendijk. He squeezes past, so he's relegated Litvinenko. But Luca Link also looking really hungry. Also there is Victor Nielsen as well. The incident is under investigation.
They'll be taking a look at that for sure. That's unnecessary contact, really.
So is it possible that Viskirchen might be asked to give that position back? As the more experienced of the two drivers, he'll want to get that BMW as far forwards in the race as possible before he hands it over to Benjamin.
Absolutely, yeah, that is his task pretty much. It's to get it as far up the grid as he can possibly get it and then hand it over to his teammate.
In that particular pack of cars, let's have another look here. So this was in 10th place. That was a bit of a moment there for Victor Nelson, and a bit of contact from the other of the BMWs behind. So that was Leon Bauchmuller in the number 66 car.
I think that was missing a braking point very slightly, and also, you know, possibly a different line. There's lots of different lines you can take into turn 1. Sometimes it's better to brake really late and go wide and then try get a cutback, and so who knows. But to be honest, it looked like Schreier was catching Robinson for quite a while there. That's really where the mental side of preparation for a racing driver comes into effect. You know, how much do they believe they deserve the race win?
The mental strength of the drivers, and particularly when it's a sister car that's in front of you. So you cannot take the sister car out. That would make for some awkward conversations over dinner. So you're trying to work out how you're going to make that move, keep it all together. Having a great race here with Victor Nielsen. So it is Porsche versus BMW, but Litvinenko, we saw him briefly in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Deutschland, and he shone when he was in that car a couple of years ago. But now the BMW has got the move on the inside. This time it looks like he's going to make it stick. The big question will be, can Nielsen slow the thing down into turn 1 and not leave a gap on the inside behind them? So let's have another look here. So to the inside, it's just a good, clean move. Victor Nielsen for FK Performance Motorsport, one of the real superstars coming through GT4 Germany. This is where you learn the skills. This is where you learn how to get round turn 1 at the Norisring without chucking it in the wall, without missing your braking point. This is where all those lessons are learned, as we see here, wheel-to-wheel action going on further back down through the pack. Even Gabriele Piana going deep into turn one, and that is Daniel Drexel. Springhob is struggling in that Aston Martin with that additional 10 kilos, that additional 15 kilos on board that car.
Yeah, quite possibly. It looks like he's going for a move here, actually. Around the outside can work quite well here. Doesn't quite have the grip for it, but here we go, first pit stops.
Right, well, that's some great insight there as well, so thank you for that. Right, well, it's Eric Bertelsen who's into the pits in the 97 car, and he will be handing over to Alexander Christensen, another Swedish driver. Simon Birch is taking over from Daniel Drexel. Simon Birch, a one-time winner in GT4 Germany, a two-time winner in GT Masters. I saw him on Thursday. I said, when are you going to come back and race? And he just smiled at me. Now I know why he was smiling, because he's jumped into that car, lastminute.com.
Robinson should get the advantage because he's ahead.
Yeah.
But, I don't know how it works here. They could have two different engineers. The team could allow them to just fight against each other, which would be great for us, great entertainment. But
bring it on.
Yeah, I suspect, Lachlan's doing a brilliant job here. I think they'll leave him out.
Also in the 91 car, Jesper Jensen, who will be handing over to Lawrence Ruhl, who's getting used to a Porsche, having been very used to driving a BMW last year. But this fight for the lead is still on. There's no hurry. The clock ticking down, 95 seconds from pit entry to pit exit. They cannot go below that. If they do, they will get a penalty. And you can't just think, oh, well, I'll go and park up at the white line and wait for zero. You cannot. Once you're in the fast lane, you've got to keep going.
Just saw a flash of the lights from Schreier there, so it looks like he's trying to put a bit of pressure on Robinson, trying to get the move done before they box.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're in a team, you're part of a team, but you are trying to further your career. You're in GT4 Germany because you're trying to get yourself noticed in GT racing. Lachlan Robinson, having had a clear track in front of him, suddenly is going to have cars that have done their stop in front of him.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't see Piana boxing them, because he had his teammate in front who, I'm not sure what pace he'll be having. This is his first time getting in the car since this morning. But it could potentially hold Piana up, but he managed to stay out, so maybe...
Stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Robinson has only got a couple of laps at the most to come in and make his change. Meanwhile, a penalty lap has been awarded to the 77 car, Linus Harner. A real shame, because he was in second place amongst the stoppers, but he's going to have to visit the penalty box. That'll drop him a long way down through the pack, won't it?
Yeah, here we go. So Alain Gabet in the car. He had a brilliant qualifying this morning, I believe. So he'll be ready, pumped up. He'll be watching all the races, DTM races in between, watching this one, of course, to see where the grip levels have changed, getting his belt suited up. Now, you don't actually have that long in the pit lane. It feels like a long period of time if you sit there and time it yourself. But if you think about the amount of things that you have to do inside the car, it's not long at all. Including
get out and get the other driver in again. And that's what's happening to our race leader. So with 30 seconds remaining on the pit window clock, it's Lachlan Robinson. Denny Bent will be limbering up in the background. Here he comes. He'll tear Lachlan out of the car. They have plenty of time, no rush there. The seat insert will need to come out because the drivers are a different build. Lots of cars all running together. Of course, the driver trying to get up to speed, trying to keep it all together. So here comes the 31 car. So back into the lead. Managed to get out in front. Of course, the tyres would have cooled down as well in the pits. So now giving it everything, but being careful not to chuck it in the wall. And there, the 51 car, Benjamin Silvesterson having taken over, and Gabriele Piana into that third place. So the 49 BMW up into 6th place. That's really good progress. Philip Gogolot just behind in 7th place. So some drivers doing very well through the pit stop sequence.
Absolutely, yeah. Car looks amazing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it in this championship next year.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense financially on a lot of the same running gear. Right, look at this. First, second, third, into turn one.
Oh,
this is about to kick off third place, but they're going to lose that to Alain Gabet and Maxi Schreier if things remain as they are. I could see just against the screen looking for smoke, and instead you're watching him spank the wall on the out of turn 4.
That's a fair... I mean, it was a brush. It wasn't quite as big as the hit that we saw earlier on in the race. But
yeah,
that's got the potential to rub some bodywork up against the wheel. That could potentially be the smoke that we were seeing earlier on.
He did his best to remove the Liqui Moly sign, and he failed. So I'd say sign 1, Silvesterson 0. So plenty to be looking at. In 16th place, just 1 place out of the points, is the 85 car of Jonathan Engström from Sweden.
Oh, that's side by side with Gabet.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is for second place. He's showing a second in the windscreen. Is it going to be next time around? got the thing slowed down.
Got it
Went really deep into the corner, but still managed to hold off Alain Gabet.
It depends on the driver, it depends on their mental skills. Sometimes it's not a good idea to try to ignore it.
Right, look at this. This is a fight for 4th place. It's Roman Feldegg alongside Hudson Schwartz. Schwartz in the Toyota with a nose in front. He's like, the Mercedes might be strong around here, but hey, check out the Toyota. Out of the Scholar S they come. I'm still reeling about you smashing your own windscreen. That's impressive. In towards turn 4, Dutzendijk they come. So the Toyota, Hudson Schwartz at the wheel. We saw how quick he was at the Red Bull Ring. Takes a look to the inside, to the outside.
Oh,
a much tighter line. Look how much the back end was hanging out on that Mercedes. You get a feeling the tyres at the back of that Mercedes are starting to maybe cry enough here.
The exit of the corner. We'll see. We get to see it again now.
Yeah, it looks good, but I'm not sure it's the quickest way around. And of course, here, when the back end steps out, you really start to worry about that wall, which suddenly becomes very close, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, he left him a lot of space on the inside, not by choice. In the background, Lewis Moser not really close enough to take advantage. BMW has broken clear of 3rd place. Doesn't look to be making too many inroads at the moment. There's a great view down there. That's not a great view, though, is it? That is the Ginetta of Alexander Christensen, a driver that we saw briefly in Prototype Cup Germany last year. This is something a bit different, isn't it? And he's parked it up. I wonder what's happened there. Let's have a look. Oh, what do you reckon's happened there?
Like a puncture, that.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the left. Car comes to retrieve, and I can understand why they've done that, because that could be in a vulnerable position, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody goes straight, there's a car there, and there is the potential to hit them. So in this situation, they had to go full course yellow.
Is in 5th place, Hudson Schwartz, I beg your pardon, up ahead. There's Roman Feldegg. Lewis Moser challenging him for position. So Moser suddenly coming alive there. This is for 5th place, and Moser has got a nose in front. That'll be Lucas Stiefelhagen. So he's under investigation. Normally, if there's investigation, it probably means they've got some kind of evidence. We saw Stiefelhagen at the wheel of one of the electric next-gen cars, the Dutch driver. He will learn from it. He probably won't do it again in a hurry. There's Oscar Dix. That's how they drive them in West Sussex. Get them sideways. That's right. I think I saw him down my road, I reckon, doing that. And then one more. And that is a puncture. Benjamin Silvesterson. The left front of that car, the tyre has deflated, and this is a disaster. Trying to get it home. At the moment, our leader is into turn 1 for the very last time, so it's just seconds away from the checkered flag. The number 51 BMW was seconds away from 2nd place. I did say don't count the points too early. I wasn't expecting quite that. Oh, that's Frederick Zebis. Yes, another of them. I told you they need to paint them differently. And at turn 3 comes our race leader. Calm down, dear. It's towards turn 4 comes our race leader for the very last time in this race. There's too much to keep a track of. It's Lachlan Robinson, Denny Burt, and the remains of that tyre now deposited into turn 1, smoking away, but no such problem changed.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that FK Performance and Silvesterson and Gabriele Piano have done a brilliant job all race, and just one lap from the end, they'll be absolutely kicking themselves.
So Lachlan Robinson won at the Red Bull Ring last year, and that was Frederick Zebis doing a little pirouette at the end of the race, courtesy of another car. Right, we've got
Oscar
a penalty
Dix,
lapse.
I believe that was.
Who was that?
That was Oscar Dix, I believe.
Oh, was it? Well, he's got a penalty, 3 penalties. Denny Burt and Lachlan Robinson win again in ADAC GT4 Germany, a first win of this year. They're subject to confirmation. Lachlan Robinson and Denny Burt, Maxi Schreier, Alain Gabet, Lucas Cartel and Hudson Schwartz. Certainly the first time we've seen those two on the podium. That is going to be great to see as well. That's your 1, 2, 3, and there are the rest of the results. For Jan-Philipp Springer and Philip Goglock, I think they'll be disappointed with 8th place, but not as disappointed as Gabriele Piano and Benjamin Silvesterson with a 9th place. But I have to say, top job to Benjamin Silvesterson. Then there will be some brief celebrations. I say brief because there ain't going to be much of a lie-in. Oh, well, there is actually. They've done their quality for tomorrow already, haven't they? They can have a line if they want. They have my permission. It'll be 3:05 tomorrow before the second race of the weekend here at the Norisring. But what an entertaining race 3 of the season it has been.